Morning guys, and welcome back to Raptor's garage. Although we're not in the garage, we're actually in Andrew's kitchen. Reason is it's 6 in the morning, and now I'm only 10 minutes away from Paul's, because at 7 o'clock we're setting off to Tuff-Trek HQ, because I am upgrading to the Overland hardtop roof tent. Now of course I hear you cry, not another roof tent video, but let's face it, it was cool as fuck. Right, here we are guys, just got to Paul's. I've got to say I'm pretty excited about picking up this tent today. Ever since Paul got his, I've seen them at the shows obviously, but when you see it on a vehicle that you actually know, you really sort of appreciate just how cool they are. And if you're lucky, I might get you a sort of sneaky look at what Paul's actually been up to with that disco.
Morning.
Talk to the devil, there he is.
I'm putting the postcode in. I've just seen how long it's going to take us to get there.
Yeah, about 4 hours, isn't it?
If we leave now, it'll be 11:30 by the time we get there.
Right. That's about breakfast.
Morning.
Now, I did promise them maybe a sneaky look at what you've been up to.
Yeah, we can do. I've got
But a proper sneaky look, because I'd have to subscribe and watch the videos to see the rest of it.
And that's all they're getting to see. That's it.
This is the car park commonly known as the M25.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So we've been about 3 hours now, have we been going?
Yeah, thereabouts. We've got another hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes and we'll be there.
Right,
well, not at this rate though, maybe 2 days.
Yeah, so it's a good 4.5 hour trip for us guys from where we've come from, but I think we explained in a previous video, it's not cheap to get these things shipped. So for the sake of the cost of diesel, and obviously a day out, it's
woo! Day out!
A day out on the M25.
I don't think a trip around the M25 classes is a day out.
We had a bacon butty though, but that was pretty naff because they put it in a brioche bun.
Yeah,
who wants a sweet brioche bun with bloody bacon?
That's just weird. Oh, traffic's moving. Whoa! 35 mile an hour.
There you go guys, we're here. And it was about a 5 hour trip. But we mentioned before in the previous video, it's actually prohibitively expensive to get these things shipped. And that's nothing to do with Tuff-Trek. It's a simple fact that they take up 6 pallets to ship one of these. And they state it's basically no stack, so the courier company can't put anything on top of your roof tent. So it costs them an arm and a leg. I mean, you're well over 300 quid to ship it. So you need to start weighing into it. You know what, if it's worth coming and picking it up like we're doing, yes, 5 hour trip, 5 hours back. But for 100 quid on diesel, and
can I just say something? or just get your mate who's got a van to come and fetch it.
Like that. I'm going to buy him coffee. I might even buy him a bacon sarnie at some point. But yeah, so here we go, guys. But it is something you've got to factor in to the cost of what is already a very expensive roof tent. Factor in the shipping into your budget, or consider either coming down and having it fitted here, or bringing a vehicle that you can strap it to, take it home and get it fitted. We'll show you how we fit mine. We've already shown you how we fitted Paul's. It's not that complicated if you're fairly handy. So let's go in now and see what we can find. Yeah, mine's complicated, but it's a very...
we haven't made it yet.
Yeah, we've got to build a few more things to support it. So here we are guys at Tuff-Trek HQ, and as you can imagine there's an awful lot of boxes around going out to clients and everything. There's a small little display room upstairs. You're going to have a quick nose in there. I think there's a few little things that we might be able to reveal to show you. Lucy's made us a cup of coffee, so we're kind of woken up now after our 5 hour drive. But we're going to shoot around the corner now and have a look. But I'm quite excited because one of these big boxes, I'm hoping the one on the forklift, is going on the back of Paul's van in a minute. So the guys at Tuff-Trek have just released a brand new website now, so there's a lot more of their gear is available to actually just buy online. So the bigger items like your roof tents and everything, give either Lucy or Dara a call, have a chat to them about your requirements. But a lot of the smaller stuff that we've got up here in this little shop area is now available to buy online. So check them out, there's an awful lot of gear here that you can get yourself set up, ready for overlanding, fridge freezers, bags, accessories, chairs, beds, awnings and everything like that. So have a look on the website, work your way through it, so you can get yourselves out on the road and start doing some travelling. But this is what I've come shopping for. So remember from the previous video, Paul has basically bought the same one of these, the Overland series hardtop rooftop tent, but he's got it in the black. So it's black with like the sort of olive drab coloured canvas. Tuff-Trek also do a second one which is in grey with like a grey silvery canvas. So obviously just to keep it a little bit different, I've gone for the grey. And I think what we spoke about previously is what we're going to do is we're going to spray my aluminium canopy, the box, in a similar grey to kind of tie it all in together. So I'm keen now to get downstairs, have a chat with Lucy, and we're going to get it loaded up on the van. So this is a more premium range of the roof tent I've got, the TTO2. It's made of a heavier canvas. I think Tuff-Trek only just now introducing it. As you guys know, I love my roof tent, I think it's great. The only reason I'm upgrading now to that hardtop roof tent is more so just for the speed of setting up and packing away, because the sort of travelling we're going to be doing is basically on a daily basis, up first thing in the morning, just want to be quick to pack it away and get off on our travels. But I love my TTO2, I've had some great use out of it, and I know that the guy that's bought it is going to get an awful lot of use out of it too. So this is one of those spare wheel rubbish bins. This one's made by Camp Cover, one of the other companies that make these are Trasharoos. I was reading for an interesting forum post the other day, people actually debating whether these things are of any use or not. Me and Paul personally, quite keen to get one. The reason being is when we wild camp, we do end up with a bag of rubbish. As much as we try to keep our waste to a minimum, unfortunately, it might go into the corporations, but they put so much crappy packaging on stuff these days that you can't help but end up with rubbish. I don't particularly want to put a bag of rubbish in the back of the car or even in my aluminium canopy for sort of another 6 hours till we find a bin, especially in the kind of heats that we're going to be in the Pyrenees. And even somewhere to put your dirty linen as you start accumulating that over the 2 weeks of a trip. So we're going to have a quick word with Lucy, just find out what these camp covers are going for, see if we can maybe chuck a couple of those in the van before we leave. Pretty sure we recommended the Halford spanner set in a video previously. So nice to see even the guys at Tuff-Trek have got confidence in this set.
If we could only take that home with us.
That would be handy, wouldn't it?
To get it off the other end. You see how he puts me in danger all the time?
He's this cat-like creature that seems to crawl around the roofs of these vehicles, impervious to danger.
Like an idiot.
Yeah, or more like an idiot. That's why I'm down here filming.
Come on!
So 14 hours later, we got back from our visit to Tuff-Trek, and me and Paul swore never to go near that M25 again. So it's Sunday now, so I popped round yesterday just for an hour and we actually hoofed off the roof tent off Paul's van onto the truck ready for today. So today our plan is basically to get it all fitted. And then while I'm here, we're also going to look at getting gas struts fitted on at least one of the doors. It's going to be interesting. This is a 300 Newton meter one, which is really powerful, but I'm hoping by the time we've got it all sort of set up and it's got the leverage obviously of the door, it's not going to be too much for the door. So we're going to get those on. Got to move some lights on the front to accommodate now this new roof tent. Fix it down. We're going to show you how we do it. Obviously it's a little bit different for this one because it's a different, you know, vehicle, different roof rack. There's a lot more fabrication involved than there was when we fitted Paul. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to click and subscribe. And now we're going to go and unwrap this nice new roof tent.
Nobody else, and I, you are. Nobody else.
Right, well the umpire's sitting up on his chair.
So guys, we had to make just a couple of modifications. We just wanted to move the lights forwards because obviously the original plan for this was that original canvas rooftop tent. So we've moved the lights forward so we can just pull this forward a little bit further so we get right to the front of this existing roof rack, because we do have a bit of overhang on the back. Now what we want to do is we're going to use a polyurethane bump stop that we've got off one of Paul's from the Land Rover.
Off some of my many suspension changes.
He's got many suspension changes. He's got lots of spare things for suspension if anyone's ever interested. Rather than fixing it rigidly to the canopy, we're going to try and just basically support it on this bump stop instead, because obviously there's going to be a little bit of flex between the body and the canopy, you know, a little bit of movement. So rather than making this rigid thing between joining the two by attaching the tent, we're going to have the sort of just little overhang that's going to sit on a polyurethane bump stop. So now we're going to shunt the tent forwards like you saw us do on a previous video. We need to get all the bits and pieces out from the inside and then obviously stick the gas struts on the side. So we're going to get that done and then we'll work out how we're going to fix it to this roof rack.
It's heavy without any gas rams. Oh, it is a nice colour. Right, they're all there. Smells new.
In fact, they do take some weight, those gas struts.
I'll tell you what, it's heavy.
Well, they're 500, aren't they?
These, yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, do you want to just pop that open a bit and I'll chuck the side in. It's a nice colour, I like that.
So guys, handy tip, you remember from the last video we were trying to compress these gas struts with a ratchet strap, and we had the actual ball still in place on the socket on the top, and the problem I was having is as I was doing it, the ratchet strap would keep slipping and it would basically be pushing this out of line, so I couldn't get basically a nice good straight thread to go in. So it was a little bit awkward. Since then Paul has realised that it's a case of simply taking the circlip off, which is actually simple design. You don't even need to use the tool, do you?
No, it just pushes in and holds the ball in place.
So this time around we're going to basically put these in first, put the ball in first, then compress it with a ratchet strap, and we should hopefully be able to knock them on and it'd be a bit more straightforward.
You hope.
Meanwhile, I need to get back to the tennis.
$16, love. New balls, please.
Yeah, far more exciting things to do.
Yep. A 14mm Spinori. Which way up did we put these?
We did it with the piston bit at the top so that water didn't run down the shaft.
You don't want water running down the shaft.
Not really, unless you're having a shower.
We said that last time.
Yeah.
That ends on.
So I've got those blue ones are mine. You shouldn't be giving these because they're a lot. These aren't the cheap B&Q ones.
What are you saying about the ratchet straps?
So they were cheap B&Q ones.
Right. Are you saying the shed?
I was just saying there's quite a bit of flex in them.
Go in. And then you'll reach that point where the ratchet strap won't actually ratchet anymore.
Yeah, we'll go too far. I won't be able to actually.
Well, let's have a look how much we. Now, I wasn't thinking that you might have to hold it open. Well, hold the.
Oh, to pop it on, yeah.
Because you'll never get the ratchet strap to go that far, I don't think.
Yeah, so. I'm just going to go lift up now, so.
Yeah. Go on, keep going. You actually haven't moved this yet. Bit more. Right, go on, keep going. Everything, look, you've got like an inch. Right, that's on. Come on, come on. Right. Well, that was a lot easier than last time.
That was a lot easier than last time. So as we've said in the past with fitting these roof tents, you can actually take your vehicle to Tuff-Trek, and they have a guy who's an independent installer who's down there, can fit things like your bumpers, like your roof racks, all the accessories that you want. Because we understand you guys, there's a lot of really nice vehicles out there that the last thing you want to be doing is drilling holes in the wrong place. Whereas you want to use someone who's got the experience, that they know where to be drilling, how to be connecting things up, what's going to work, what's not going to work. But also, come next year, he's looking to offer a service where he's actually going to basically travel to you, so you can actually have him come to you with whatever you've ordered and basically fit it into place. Now you're probably thinking, well, how the hell does he get something like this onto the roof of my car? Guy's actually got a crane on the side of his vehicle, so he can basically hoist it up. It's, to be honest, far safer than trying to manhandle these things from one van to another, etc. So, you know, they're going to offer a great service through this installer, who not only can you take your vehicle to Tuff-Trek to have stuff fitted to it, he can actually come and visit you. So get in touch with Tuff-Trek if you want to sort of go along those lines, if you're looking to get something like this, or one of the bumpers or the canopies on the rear, etc.
You got that lip?
Yeah.
Behind them. Velcro. That's a strip of Velcro all the way around. You've just got that rivet and that rivet. Take those rivets out, and you can actually take this apart.
Yeah.
Completely, because it's only
it's great.
Velcroed in.
To damage it.
And then there's
two rims removed.
well, those rivets come out, and then there's two pinch clips up there.
Yeah.
And this is only hanging in.
Yeah.
So you undo those pinch clips, and you can take this out.
Should that
just
sit
sits
flat? So it's coming that fly.
Yeah, but you you bungee cords in. There you go.
That's struts there. That's how you unclip, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, to remove it.
Yeah, so you can pull it tighter as well if you want to. But it all comes out, and it's only Velcro at the top.
Yeah. Which is great.
So you take that out, and you can take the whole tent out. So if you bust a zip and you need it repairing,
yeah.
because I think they're YKK zips, are they? Yeah, YKK zips, so you can get them replaced anywhere. It's not little. Chris is going to wrestle a mattress out.
I've already blinded you nearly once.
Wasn't he at Star Trek? Swarf.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Perhaps today is a good day to die. So when we drill through, because we're clamping this, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're going to have to drill through
Either side of the either side.
Go through this as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I just push straight down with the drill.
Yeah.
Or we can pre-drill, the holes, and if it's in place, we can just go straight through with the first clamp and lock it in, can't we? We know exactly where it is. We can measure them.
Where the back ones are going to go.
Yeah, we'll clamp the front in. And then measure in from the edge, and we should be able to do it.
This has got the lip on as well. This has got the extra piece on.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you have to try and pull it a bit further down on that, wouldn't you? Because it hasn't got the lip on.
Mm-hmm.
And just basically do the same. Drop the two holes, put the bracket in, and clamp it all together.
And then just rivet it all the way across, the same as the inside.
Same as the inside.
Okay.
It's not technically those rivets holding it. It's the clamps that we then sandwiched it all together.
Yeah, the rivet's just holding
hold it in place, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that'll do. We'll do it that way.
guys, we've been busy. You know, as you know, the roof rack for this was fabricated from basically just an old roof rack off Paul's van, so it wasn't as straightforward as it was doing Paul's, where we simply drilled through the cross pieces on the tent and drilled into the roof rack. But it's not been a difficult job. We've done it slightly differently. We're going to take you around in a minute and I'll show you exactly how we've done it. We're just doing a couple of little modifications now to take out any kind of flex and sort of bounce in the tent, but we've still been busy. We've still been getting on with other things. One of the things I was desperate to do, because I was sick to death of using a pole to sort it out, was stick the gas strut in. I was a bit worried that these struts were going to be far too powerful, because I mean I couldn't even compress them. You literally had to put all your weight behind them to push them down. They're 300 Newton meters. They were $8.99 off eBay. I mean, I'd seen them for 20 quid, but there seemed to be no apparent difference for a generic gas strut. So I bought this gas strut. We definitely don't need two. One is plenty, which means I'm going to use the other one on the other door. We fixed it with some riv nuts, top and bottom. We're just about to try and, I'm just going to put a couple of bolts in just to make this piece I've used here a little bit stronger, but no effort to shut it. I was a bit worried it might twist the door being fixed on only one side, but there's no flex in that, and it's easy enough now just to put it down and let it open, and it just sounds cool as well now. So I'm just making up an extra piece to fit the bottom end of the gas strut in that you've just seen. Now originally I'd had this riveted to the side panel, but there's a little bit of flex in it, and I just think over time it's going to pop those rivets. So we're using the magic of riv nuts. Already used one, which is what the bottom of the gas strut fixes into. What are riv nuts if you haven't seen them? I'm just using two more now, so I'm actually going to bolt it to the front frame of the existing canopy. All it is it works in the same sort of principle as a rivet. If I can't get a nut on the back end of where I'm trying to put my bolt, but I can drill a hole, pop one of these in, and this will then screw into that. How do I fix that into there? Well, the same principle as using a rivet is I'm about to get the rivet gun and basically compress this, squash this flat like I've done with this one, and then that fixes that in there permanently for me to put my bolt into. So it's as simple as getting the riv nut gun, popping this on in there, and then simply squeeze and unscrew it, and that now is going nowhere because it's squeezed it shut. It's basically splayed out the back end, and I can now fix into that with a bolt. Super piece of equipment.
I would like to be in this video.
Yeah, we need beer. Why haven't we got a beer? So of course we've actually got something done today, isn't it?
Yeah, we've actually you actually had my last beer.
Yeah,
we
shared
my
the last beer. It was
yeah.
a good beer as well. It's one of those days when it's just a huge difference, isn't it? It's like, yeah, wow, what a day, what a game changer of a day.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Well, all the bits we've done and got finished, and
so the tent's on. A little bit different to Paul's, as we were saying. You know, there's no point in us going into too much detail because it was quite a unique way of fitting it, simply because the it was a fabricated roof rack, but we've used.
I'm getting fabricobbled.
Yeah,
fabricobbled.
Hashtag fabricobbled.
Yeah.
So it's on. We used a few packers to sort of make sure everything was as level as possible on that roof rack. It's fastened. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think that's the first thing that will give is the roof, won't it? That will go.
Yeah, the roof's going to break before the roof tent.
Yeah. So tell Ange to behave.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a great day. We've got the gas struts on both doors now, so both doors open on the gas struts, so they stay open, which is brilliant. What else did we do? I've stuck a flagpole on the rear, so I've got the flagpole back on the rear now.
Yeah, I've got to do that as well. I've got to put my flagpole back together.
On some of those fist grips, those rubber fist grips.
Yeah, these things.
Yeah, which means I can always take it off if I'm a bit, you know, need to get out of the way, but I think that's going to hold it in place.
Yeah. Well, that's never fell off, so
no,
they definitely work.
So we're good to go. So we're pretty much almost ready for the Pyrenees. There's a couple more jobs. You've got on yours
brakes.
No more gearboxes, I take it.
No, I did. I actually didn't record it this week, but I've actually had both of my gearboxes out again.
Again.
Because I had an issue with my clutch.
Yeah.
But I'm not bringing another gearbox video.
Right, but you are uprating the springs on the rear.
I am changing the springs. We are having another suspension video.
Another suspension
Yay.
video. I don't know if this is the 12th or 13th one, but
It's
the weight of all the new stuff on the back, which you won't have seen the videos for yet. You just carry on watching on the Fridays because they're coming out at the moment. Where Paul has built this swing out wheel carrier because the wheels are a little bit further back now.
Yeah, it's
a
altered
little
the
bit
heavy
heavier.
point.
Yeah, so you just need something a bit stronger, don't you, Tuff?
Yeah.
You don't know how to go.
But I've actually got the biggest springs that you can get for a Discovery on this, so we're going something completely different.
Yeah, so I'll bring you a video on how he does
And
that.
it's not air suspension.
No, God no.
Yeah.
Not
I did actually go down that route of
Did
looking
you?
at putting airbags in and stuff,
Right.
and
decided against it.
it's too bloody expensive.
I've possibly got a knackered CV joint from last year.
He has got a knackered CV joint.
So we need to fix that before we go. And we're going to make a small repair on the winch, simply because it's the remotes, isn't it? The remote's not working.
The radio transmitter's packed up.
Rhino Winch has sent me out the parts to fix it, so it's good to know that you can get parts to fix your winch if there's a problem. It's not from use, you know. You guys know we haven't had too much use out of the winches yet from watching the videos. But obviously these things go in water. It sits out all year round. It's got wet. It's got dirty. It's probably one of the things that's going to go, isn't it?
I think it's probably just something's corroded,
Yeah.
but you've got the parts to replace it. They
Got
sent you the parts to fix it if it needs fixing, but I think it's just corroded.
Yeah.
Because I plugged the winch in, the winch works.
The winch works, yeah. It's just
Put it on the
remotes don't
actual
work.
wire, it's just the remote.
Yeah.
So I think it's either the receiver or a corroded plug,
Yeah.
because it has been underwater.
Yeah. I've got some more electronics I'm going to do on the inside. I want to fit a couple of gauges. I'm going to fit an EGT gauge, and I'm going to fit a boost gauge just so I can keep a better eye this year on what's happening if we don't get too hot or anything like that.
So at least they'll know before the flames come out the bonnet.
Yeah, whereas before you used to put in the services and we'd hear guggling and gurgling and smoke coming out.
You use my entire water tank cooling your engine down, bucket by bucket.
So we'll bring you a kind of like a rig walk around breakdown of all our gear before we go as well. So we'll get all the gear out, we'll show you what we're actually taking. We're going to minimise it as much as possible, aren't we? Who we're taking, and who we're going to bring back. Might be a bit different, you don't know. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. We're chuffed to bits with these roof tents. Obviously we'll bring you the updates as we start to use them, as we sleep in them, how comfortable they are. But you can be able to see a lot of that as we do this Pyrenees trip in middle of August.
So see you on the next one, guys.
Cheers, guys.